today we're going to go over in this video on how to paint gold on a model. And basically what you get from on this screen are just different chains that we're looking at, and some of them are more burnished gold versus more rustic colored golds. But I'm not really going to do too much into that today, as much as go over the two different variants on how to paint gold on a model. From my time I first started painting, which is back like second edition, which is no big deal because I've been painting on and off for years and years, so I don't know how long I've been painting in reality. But the point is I used to start painting, I used to just throw some gold paint on there and move along, and then I started I'd put some gold on it, and I'd start doing a little highlighting with adding some white to my gold or whatever I had. And sometimes I even had like tin bits or whatever, and I would add silver to it until bring it up till it was lighter. And today we're kind of like I've been babied lately with this new Retributor Armor Gold by Games Workshop, and it's just fantastic stuff. I'll go over that some more shortly. But there are two different variants on how to paint gold that I've learned from back in the day. You put your tin bits on or whatever you have. Or today would be warp lock bronze, and then what you do is you leave in the crevices the old warp lock bronze, and you highlight lighter gold to lighter, so we end up with highlights. In this case here, on this last one, you almost have white highlights. You could almost use like straight up mithril silver in that case, and that's kind of what you would do. You'd start with the warp lock bronze and bring it up. But anyway, there's two different variants today. The newer one you'd see on the Games Workshop website is where a person would paint on the Retributor armor and just hit it with a wash and move on. So you have two different styles: tin bits and lots of layering, and then just your Retributor armor, whatever gold you have, and hit it with a wash. And we're going to go over that today and what what they look like, and that's it. So on we go. So where we last left off, we were talking about Retributor armor, and that's one of the new metallic paints from Games Workshop. So it's like the last couple of years they put out this base, and it's fantastic. I'm just going to tell you right now, it covers really well. Before we had this, I didn't really like the golds from Games Workshop, and what I would use instead was tin bits, because tin bits really covered well. It was the brass version. It was very dark. And then what I would do after I get that nice covering of tin bits was I would add the Games Workshop gold, which were really thinner quality paints, and I would kind of like highlight with the gold. So I'd end up with a base of tin bits, and I would just leave the recesses with the dark, that brassy tin bits color, and then come over with a highlight of that. So another way, you can still kind of do that today, and that's fine. A lot of people I know just instead choose to use the Retributor armor. If you watch the painting videos from Games Workshop, the guy on there, you'll see he'll use the base from this, and you'll hit it with a wash, depending on the veracity of darkness or brightness he wants. You'll hit it with the wash. And in this case, we're going to go ahead and do that here. And then on some of the parts, I'm also going to do the old tin bits version. So, and we'll compare both of them, and I'll bring that to you in the next update. So, like I said, I was coming back here, and that's what I hit with the Retributor armor. And over here, as you see, I'll have my Reikland Flesh Shade, and that's a lot of people really like that. Gives the gold a really nice cover. Brings out, it leaves the gold underneath with really nice coloring. It's very orangey, which complements the gold. So I'm gonna hit it with the Reikland Flesh Shade, and right now, and you can watch me do that. Pop the top on this bad boy. Oops, sorry guys. Give it a good shake, and And generally I like to be pretty liberal when adding it in there, so let it, like I said, pull into the recesses here, and as you'll see, let it do its job. Give it a few minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit another one of these and recover it with 10 bits and or whatever version of tin or brass that I currently have equivalent to 10 bits, and we'll go with that and let you see the differences. All right, thanks. So as you can see, you have the Retributor armor to the left, and that has also been applied a wash to it. On the right, you can see the wing that has had only the 10 bits applied to it, which is not 10 bits. The new name for it is warp block bronze. That's the new name for the base, and it's just fantastic as well. It covers perfectly, just like the old 10 bits paint by Games Workshop. So again, I'm gonna show the difference in the two different ways you can use golds and highlight with them. To the left, obviously, you just apply your Retributor armor along with the wash, not Seraphim Sepia. You don't want to use that, but you get different effects when you use different color washes. But anyway, we're going to come back, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the highlights for the 10 bits. You can kind of see the difference after I'm done with the two. All right, stay tuned. Well, here's the final video. You've got on this side the product from when you use the 10 bits, or as I was pointing out, the warp lock bronze, and then you have the product of when you have used, the new Retributor armor along with a wash. I wanted to kind of re-step what I was saying about it. It's not really wrong to use another wash. You have the Reichland Flesh Shade. Then you also have, you can use the Seraphim Sepia or any other type of wash if you'd like to. It just gives different effects. So in this case, you end up with a really nice, I think, and it's quick, gold, and you can really see it fills in the recesses with the wash to give you a real nice gradient. And over here you have the old school philosophy, however you want to do it. You go ahead and you apply your base of your warp lock bronze, and then you go ahead and you hit your highlights. And if you see the bottoms of these, and I'm not sure if this camera's going to give you that, you've got a darker gold, a lighter gold, and then you have the lightest one. In this case, I'm dealing with the Gehenna's gold. It seems to be the lightest, and then the old shining gold. So I just kind of and the other option too, if it's not light enough for you, you go ahead and you can mix your lightest gold along with if you have like 10 bits, or in this case, I have the old the old mithril silver, whatever you have, mix it with your lightest gold and create even a lighter gold. There's another one of my barred gold bottoms. That's probably one of my lightest ones. So that's basically how you do it. You go ahead and you hit it with the your base, your 10 bits or whatever, and in this case, as I was saying, the warp lock bronze, and then you highlight each variant that you want a little extra lighter and lighter and lighter, and that's how you do the old school. And then the new one. Now I would recommend, if you are going to go ahead and hit this, you can go ahead and apply your highlights using these other colors if you want. I bet you that would be pretty fantastic. I do that as well in this case. So there you have it. The two different ways of using golds and the systems, how they kind of come along through time. I appreciate the views, and go ahead and let me know your comments, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.